Kachuk yesterday looked like a clean hit to me. I'm obviously no expert, but what do you think about how that unfolded?
Yeah, clean hit. He plays hard. I got no issue with that. I don't know, it just kind of happens. It's part of the game.
He just took issue with the hit, you think?
I don't know. Sure. I didn't say much. Didn't talk to him. So, yeah, I don't know. Part of the game. Thought I'd help the team. We need a little pick me up, and we stayed in that game and fought hard, which was good.
We've talked about your physicality a bunch, but is that something that you're doing? I'm sure there's a few reasons for it, but is it because of the presence you guys are trying to establish, or do you also feel like, talking about the team feeding off of it, that sort of thing, that has a trickle-down effect?
I don't think we're trying to establish it. I think not everybody plays that way. Playing physical and being hard to play against is different for every player, I guess. It depends on your body and all that. Size is obviously a big factor, but when I'm playing my best, I think that's definitely a part of my game. For me, it means my legs are moving, my feet are moving, and I'm getting the hits, and that's a good sign for me and what I've learned over the last 6-7 years.
On the road trip, you had, I think, three of the games where you were protecting a one-goal lead at some point late, and you seem to be pretty confident with it. You didn't give up a lot. So are there many differences from the way you defended last year, and what is your sense when you go out there now with a one-goal lead with 3 minutes to go in the game, 6 minutes to go in the game?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a different kind of feel, I guess, in that situation. I think the teams you've been on in the past, you kind of get the feeling of, oh no, and this team, there's definitely not a no-no feeling. It's let's shut this thing down, close it out. We know what to do. It's not really overthought. I think everybody knows their job. Do your job, and we'll be fine. I think that's kind of mentality we've taken, and it's been good closing out games.
And there's a different feeling. Exactly why?
Good question. I don't know. I think if you ask anyone, I think they'd say there's a little bit more cohesiveness. The team's a little bit tighter. I think guys are comfortable being themselves more than they have been in the past, myself included. I think that goes a long way with when you're in tight games. I think that's something you can trust guys. You build the trust with all your teammates, and you know what to expect out of each other.
When the goalies are playing well, people pay a lot of attention to that. It's like an obvious thing. But defensively, do you feel like you guys are doing a good job of limiting chances for the most part? I mean, what are you seeing as the keys to your defense right now?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of skating. It's kind of a full team. Defense isn't really just defensemen. I think it's obviously everyone taking part in that, and obviously you got to have goalies playing well. I would say we like the goals against that we've given up. It's not a huge number. Do you give up chances? Yeah, but that's why you have a goalie, and they're there to save us and help us, and they have been, and that's a huge piece of winning.
Does that confidence from the goalie, does that trickle up through the rest of the lineup?
Not really. I think you still make the same plays regardless of who's in net or whatever's going on in net. I think when there's a breakdown, the goalie's there to help out, and they definitely have been, but I don't think it changes what we do in front of them. I don't think we should be playing riskier knowing we have a goalie who's hot or whatever the case may be. I think you play the game you play all the time.
Your third year now with playing with Kreider as a teammate. I'm wondering, do you see any difference from him in the room, or has he remained pretty much the same over the 3 years?
I think he's himself. I think Chris has been Chris. I think he is who he is. He's a great guy to have in the locker room. Obviously, works hard, and he's one of the best net front guys I've ever played with in my career. So he's off to a good start, and we need him. He's a big key to our team, and a big definitely up front, big key to up front and how we want to play.
Jake, what does it do for you guys when you're collecting wins the way that you are, and you obviously have guys out? I think there have been games where coaches talked about feeling like you had stretches where you didn't play your best. What does it mean that despite all of that, you guys are still winning?
I think it builds a little bit of that confidence of, good teams can win games when they're not at their best. I think even going back again in the past, I think some of those games we would probably slip away. This year feels a little bit different. But yeah, you look at the end of the year when playoffs come down to it, you miss it by a couple points or whatever it may be. Those are the games you kind of look back on and say, oh no, it's 4 or 5 points, and you can usually pinpoint them. When you can pull out those games and win some of those games, it definitely helps your case.
Keandre, you seen anything different with him and improvements that you've noticed this year to last year to this year?
No, I mean, I think he's been playing great. I think he's been skating well. He's had a lot of good offensive looks. I like what he's been doing in the D zone, breaking the puck out. I think things have been going pretty well for us.
And the level of comfort between the two of you is better than it was last year? Is that noticeable?
Same as always.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's. I mean, I felt very comfortable last year with him. I think it's kind of just carried over into this year.
You also seem to have meshed pretty well with Nemeth when you've been paired both on the PK and final minutes.
Yeah, he's been great. I think he's obviously been great for Nils, adding a little comfort level for him. And then, yeah, when we go out there, he's very easy to play with, always in the right spot. He's very reliable, and it's a good thing to have in a defenseman and a partner.